One of the things that I've been really wanting to share with you in preparation of the 2026 property tax appeals season, which for some people is starting in March, and with the bulk of everyone else a couple months later, May, June, the summer months. Last year in late 2025, the U.S. Postal Service announced some changes to their postmark system. Now, for most of you, you won't be impacted. However, I happen to know there's just a lot of procrastinators in this world. So if you are a procrastinator, you will definitely want to watch this video. And what is happening with the U.S. Postal Service, and I will have a screenshot of it so that you can read it yourself, it has to do with the postmarking myths and facts of what's going on today. It used to be that when you dropped off the mail and you did it on time, your piece of mail would be postmarked on that day. But unfortunately, things have changed over the last years. Now there is rampant theft from post mailboxes, there is tampering of mail, and of course, the U.S. Postal Service is bleeding money. And because they're bleeding money, they're always trying to find ways to trim service. Unfortunately, for those of us who still use snail mail and want to prove timely submission of mail, the postmark system isn't going to work the way you expect starting the beginning of 2026. Where we're at is when you go to the post office, you can no longer, especially if you're within a couple of days of the deadline, you can't just simply drop it off anymore. You can't reliably depend on the post office to postmark it that day. That's not going to happen. And if it happens, you're a very lucky person. What you need to do nowadays is you're going to have to walk up to the retail counter and ask the postal worker if they can just simply postmark your mail right on the spot so that you can actually visually see it. And you may even want to take a picture of it if they allow you. Now, I will tell you, a couple times in the past where I've done that, they don't usually like it when you do that. It really depends. So lots of times I will go to the kiosk, print out the postage, take a picture of it, and then submit it to them by hand. Which leads me to the next thing I think most of you should be considering. For a long time, I've been on the fence about electronic filing of property tax appeals in Georgia. However, given the progress, the advancements of filing tax appeals electronically, from what I've seen, I do think it's safer. I think it's much more acceptable now than in years past. Also, with this whole issue with the post office losing money, they're changing the way, the pitfalls of potentially your mail not being postmarked correctly, it all becomes a little bit very bothersome to me. I don't have a lot of trust. More and more, I think we have to do things electronically, especially now we're getting into property tax appeals. Now, I realize that it's easy for me to say, because I tend to work with those counties that have sufficient budgets to justify electronic filing of tax appeals. Out of the 159 Georgia counties, the vast majority of them are smaller counties in rural areas with very limited budgets and may have 1, 2, 3 tax assessor employees in total. So I totally get it. However, if you are fortunate enough to be working in a county that has an electronic tax appeal submission system, I would highly consider it. And although I'm speaking about the U.S. Postal Service postmark in the context of tax appeals, I just think that the post office and the postal system with the snail mail is not doing well. I certainly enjoy the service when I need it. It is a necessary evil, but I think I'm like most of you. Over time, you just get tired of dealing with the lines, you get tired of the poor service, you get tired of the uncertainty. There are just many, many hassles that go along with dealing with the postal system, especially in this day and age with the internet, email, electronic payments, electronic transmissions, and so forth. Anyhow, that's it. As you know, my cats are fussy. My cat Jackie wants you to swipe that like button to help spread this video to more viewers so that we can get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers and we can join the YouTube Partner Program. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.